The students should keep it in mind.
Students failing their exam tend to miss these important things.
Lot of students have question in mind. They should revise. How should they prepare? Should they give the mock test? Should they do whatever they are doing? So there are a lot of questions in their mind.
Students at least should be giving the mock test 2 days before their exam so that they don't get demotivated and they have a room to improve on their mistakes.
What do you recommend to the students to do? Because a lot of students, they suffer from anxiety and nervousness before the exam. So what is the most important thing that the students should keep it in mind on the day of their actual PT exam so that they don't waste their attempt and they get their desired scores?
Right. See, there are a lot of things which students need to keep in their mind. I have also seen students failing their exam because they tend to miss these important things. And that's the reason they are not able to get their desired bands. So I will be covering all the important bits which students need to understand, need to remember, and especially on the day of the exam, they need to follow them so that they can get their desired bands. But on top of that, I also believe at least 2 days before the exam, you need to start your revision. So I'll be also telling what students need to do at least 2 days before their exam so that they can avoid all these silly mistakes and can get their desired bands.
Yes, very well said, sir, because a lot of students have this question in mind that what areas they should focus before the day of your exam, or at least 2 to 3 days before the exam. They should revise. How should they prepare? Should they give the mock test? Should they do whatever they are doing? So there are a lot of questions in their mind.
Right. So let's start with the 2 days before the exam. Let's say the student only has 2 days, right? So they should be first focusing on giving the mock. Students should totally avoid giving the mock on the last day. So normally students, what they do, they try to give the mock on the very last day and they sometimes get demotivated. Students at least should be giving the mock test 2 days before their exam so that they don't get demotivated and they have a room to improve on their mistakes. So the very first thing they should be doing is giving a mock test 2 days prior. Once they give the mock, they would be able to understand their weaker spots.
And sir, what areas they should focus on as they are preparing and they've just left with 2 days for the exam?
Now, before I answer that, if you're new to our channel, you have not subscribed, make sure that you do subscribe because we are going to bring a lot of valuable, informative tutorials just for you guys to help you to clear your PT exam. See, right after they give the mock test, they should be able to identify the weak spots. But on top of that, they should start working on their template-based tasks, such as their essays, summaries, right? Once they have figured out their template-based task, then they can focus on the skills-based tasks, such as repeat sentences, dictations. So students, I would like to inform you that you can give a free mock test on VLE portal. Just go to VLE and over there sign up for free and you will be able to give a free mock test. Now guys, if you're facing difficulties in any of the areas, any of the tasks, don't worry, you can put it in the comment section. I personally reply to every single comment. Now, if you're facing difficulties in any of the particular task which you're not getting the solution, maybe your trainer is not able to assist you or you're not getting the right solution, then also you can comment below because I will try to give you a quick solution so that it can help you to clear your doubts and hopefully help you to clear your PT. So if you are going to give the exam in a couple of days, go and give a mock test for free, understand your weaker spots and work on those spots. But start with template-based tasks first, so that you have a room to fix those mistakes in summaries and essays. And then you should start working on these skills-based tasks, such as your repeat sentences, right from dictations, even your reading fill in the blanks, reading and writing fill in the blanks, and reorders. These are the 5 tasks you should be focusing a lot on, especially 1 day before the exam, and even right after you give the mock test 2 days before the exam, so that you have enough room to work on these tasks. And when you're practicing, make sure that you're working on the prediction file so that there are higher chances of repetition. I have always said this to the students, revision is equally important as you are doing with the practice. So that means the practice is important, but if you miss out the revision part, definitely you will not be able to get as good scores as you would do with the revision. So make sure last 2 days you have kept for the revision part. So that way you will be able to work on your mistakes and revise all the strategies, all the techniques, all the tips which you have worked really hard.
And what about the things they should keep it in mind just one day before the exam?
See, as I've covered, they should start working on the skills-based task. Now, once they're working on the skills-based tasks, they should always keep in mind that after they have worked on those 5 important tasks, they should also work on their essay keywords. They should also work on tasks such as answer short questions. Just go through the prediction file, and this way students will be able to cover all the minute areas as well before their exam. And this is really important. Students should not exhaust themselves before one day. So what I mean is, let's say if you have an exam next day morning 10 o'clock, you should not wake up till 1 o'clock studying, pressurizing yourself, and then you're getting up early in the morning with less sleep, right? And maybe a headache, right? So you want to avoid that. So it's very important that one day prior your exam you should have good sleep. Okay, you should not focus too much on what you have missed. Rather than you should be focusing on the performance you're going to do in the exam, because what really matters is the performance which you actually do on the day of the exam. So you need to be fully concentrated, fully focused. That way students will not make any silly mistakes on the day of the exam. On a daily basis, we make short clips on short and quick tips for PTE. And if you have not looked into them, go and check out our Instagram channel. Over there, you will find that I'm giving daily tips on all the tasks. They will be very helpful in your PD preparation. So make sure that you check our Instagram channel.
So, sir, on the day of exam, what do you recommend to the students to do? Because a lot of students, they suffer from anxiety and nervousness before the exam, and this way they can ruin their exam performance.
Right, I totally agree. See, you need to always keep up your calm. But on top of that, you also need to understand that when you are going to give the exam, on the day of your exam, you need to take care of a couple of things. So I'm going to list them down for the students. So guys, first thing, you need to make sure that you have a passport on you. Plan your trip. That means plan your transit. How are you going to travel? Is it through public transport? Is someone going to drop you off? Are you going to drive there? Take care of the parking as well, because you don't want anything to mess up on the day of your exam. After you've done that, make sure that you focus on these 5 things. First thing is your time management. Not only in your reading, but also in your listening as well. And also with the summaries and essays, make sure that you have enough time to proofread. Second thing I want you guys to understand is on prioritization. That means don't spend too much time on small tasks such as multiple choice questions. Spend time on more scoring tasks, reading and writing blanks, right from dictations. And next thing is very important for speaking. Do not self-correct yourself, do not hesitate, do not stop. Even if you make a mistake, move on. Because if you stop and try to fix your mistakes, you're going to incur another mistake. So that is something which you need to always keep in your mind. Now guys, the next thing which I want students to understand and keep in their mind is about the microphone. Now, I have seen a lot of times students fail in the exam because they have not checked their microphone properly. So it's very important that you check your microphone, listen to your voice, repeat the sentence couple of times, make sure there's no background sound, make sure that your voice is clear, make sure there's no technical sound at the back of the microphone, back of your voice. So it's really important that you take care of microphone checking. The last part is equally very important, markers. I have seen students miss out their listening portion because sometimes their marker stops working. They give you 2 markers at the start of the exam. You always have to keep in mind the lid of the marker should be always closed, otherwise the ink will dry out. So it's very important that if you're not using a marker, close the lid, and then make sure that when you try to start writing notes, just try to write a couple of sentences, couple of words, just to ensure that the marker is working. Just in case if you figure out the marker is not working, try to call the invigilator and they will bring the new marker. But please make sure that you do not leave the lid open, because otherwise the ink will dry out and then the marker will not work. Okay guys, now these are the few things which I want you to personally keep in your mind, and make sure that you make a list of all the things so that you do not make any silly mistakes. We want you to get your desired bands in PT, and that's why we want you to strictly follow these last minute tips so it can help you to get your desired bands. I hope this video was valuable. If you like this video, make sure to give a thumbs up, because that's gonna motivate me to make more tutorials like these ones. Thank you everyone for watching this tutorial. Vishal is signing off from VLE. I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial. Thank you.
Thank you so much.